Copyright laws apply to all contents of this video. Hello, JOMAJ Studios here, and this is our original fantasy action adventure, Like Water, The Next Age. Episode 4. Barnabas set up camp with his fellow travelers in a mountain area, before venturing with his wife into a town 10 miles away. Impressive, said Barnabas as he walked into a modern town with a population of about 300, which seemed very clean and peaceful. Wait! Stop! You don't understand! Screamed a man, who along with his family seemed to be dragged out of his home by two men dressed in black modern ninja-type uniforms. Eyes took a step in an effort to intervene, but is gently stopped by Barnabas. He then assertively and gracefully got the two men off the family without causing them any pain or damage. What seems to be the problem here? Asked Barnabas politely. The men, saying nothing, began to attack Barnabas with high-level martial arts skills. Barnabas, with very little effort, fended off the attacks in a way that ended with both of them receiving strikes, which discouraged them from attacking any further, causing them to retreat. Thank you, said the man as he tended to his ill-looking wife. Why were those men attacking you? Asked Barnabas. People like me choose to live here because it is a place of sanctuary from the surrounding wasteland. In exchange for food, water, and shelter, we are required to work. But for the last few days, I have been unable to because my wife is sick and my two children are still very young, explained the man. Doesn't this town have a hospital? Asked Barnabas. No, we have to tend to our sicknesses and injuries by ourselves, said the man as he and Barnabas got his wife into a bed inside. Barnabas then proceeded to use his programming powers to gather a diagnosis of the man's wife's condition. It appears she has been poisoned, informed Barnabas. He then proceeded to use his skills to extract all the poison from her body. She should be fine after a day's rest, said Barnabas, much to the man's delight. Do people in this town get ill often? Asked Barnabas. There are about a dozen cases of illnesses every week, and the sick usually disappear. People don't seem to care as new people join the town every day to replace the lost workers, shared the man. Where can I find the people that govern the town? Asked Barnabas. The 6 governors reside in a building on the other side of town. Stay here with them, said Barnabas to Eyes. Barnabas then walked to the other side of town and came to the governor's building, which was a heavily guarded cube-shaped building made mostly out of glass and steel. Barnabas knew he was in the right place as the guards' outfits were identical to the ones on the men he fought earlier. Barnabas was able to walk into the building unchallenged, which indicated to the fact his arrival was expected. As the young programmer entered the building, he walked into a courtroom-like setting with 6 aristocratic-looking individuals seated on the stage the way a judge would during a trial. I take it you're the 6 governors, said Barnabas. And you are the stranger causing trouble, said one of the 3 female governors. If you mean me stopping your men by dragging a sick woman onto the street, then yes, that is me, responded Barnabas. If you want to live in this town, you have to abide by the rules, said one of the male governors. Not allowing a man to tend to his sick wife when you provide no medical service is a bit harsh, don't you think? Responded Barnabas. We provide the system that purifies the town's water regardless of how we are feeling, so we expect the same work ethic from our fellow townfolk, said a female governor. From what I can gather, the only people in this town who get pure drinking water are the people who live in this building. However, the water outside this building, although not as contaminated as the water outside your community, is contaminated nonetheless. This means it is slowly killing your townfolk, the same townfolk that work on your farms and rear your animals, pointed out Barnabas. The governors react by quietly talking amongst themselves. Look, I'm not here to arrest you or anything like that. In fact, I'm willing to provide the whole town with a source of clean water, which will give you the chance to manage things fairly, offered Barnabas. Your presence here will disrupt the order we have worked so hard to establish. Leave the town or we will have you arrested, said one of the female governors. Barnabas is then escorted by 2 guards towards the exit of the town. As the 3 men got to the town center, Barnabas knocked both guards out with ease. He then created a personal stage for himself, which got the attention of many of the townspeople. Brothers and sisters, I know the surrounding wasteland is unforgiving, but staying in this town guarantees a slow, premature death, as the water you are drinking is still slightly contaminated. Come with me right now, and I will set you up in your own community with clean drinking water and no oppression, said Barnabas in a loud and clear voice. This instantly caused about 100 people to follow him. By the time he reunited with his wife, the number rose to 250. Take them to the camp while I make sure you're not being followed, instructed Barnabas to Eyes. An hour later, 50 of the governor's guards ran through a now deserted town, only to find Barnabas sitting casually by a fountain. There doesn't have to be any violence. In fact, I can help you the way I intend to help the people that once lived here, said Barnabas sincerely. The guards respond by attacking Barnabas, who easily defends himself, utilizing both his combat and programming skills, using the elements of earth and water. 10 miles later, Barnabas returned back to his camp that was now overcrowded. He then pushed his programming skills to the limit and beyond by turning the campsite into a full-fledged town, with enough small houses, source of clean water, and fertile land filled with vegetables for everyone at the camp. After Barnabas was done, he collapsed into the arms of his wife. The next morning, Barnabas awoke in a bed with Eyes seated on a chair beside him. "Good morning," said Barnabas, unsure of what time in the day it was. A few hours later, Harold, who was now endowed with water-based programming skills, and some other people saw Barnabas and Eyes off as they proceeded to leave the newly formed town to continue their travels. "Make sure this place is a blessing," said Barnabas to Harold. "No problem," responded Harold. "I made you something," said Barnabas to Eyes. He then handed her a sword made out of diamond fused with titanium steel in a leather case which can be strapped onto her back. "I thought since every now and again we're facing monsters, you might need this. Just promise me you won't use it on people," said Barnabas. Eyes responded with a blank look and then proceeded to kiss her husband on the cheek. That is the end of episode 4, but before we go, answer this episode's question. As a Christian, is Barnabas wrong for giving Eyes a sword, knowing she has no problem killing anyone who attacks her? Give your answers in the comments below, as well as on our Facebook and Twitter page. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Stay tuned for the next one. Until then, subscribe to JOMAJ Studio YouTube channel, add us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter. Link to our website and all social media can be found in the description box below. See you later.